Well, here we go again. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the journey to the grave. Yeah, I bet nobody ever videoed that. I'll be interested. I bet this will be a first. Hey, Roy. How you doing? Oh, buddy Timmy. How you doing, Timmy? Oh, and to my special friend out there, how you doing? You having a nice day? Well, today we're gonna discuss this little gem here. See all that dust? Let's see. See all that dust on there? See all that dust there? Yeah. It's been around for 3 years. I don't have a 12-volt DC power cord for it. Now, see, if I had all those medical records that Timothy Ballard promised me, and he personally told me that he saw them there on the computer, and he said that he told me, give Debbie McCarthy a call, that she would have them for me, and Debbie McCarthy said that she would print them out and send them to me, but they never came. Timothy Ballard never did nothing about it. Should have fired her for not doing her job. Didn't. Just in case there's any question here, I'll read off serial number of this thing. There's a ResMed CPAP, serial number 231 412 054 23. The vaporizer part of it, serial number 231 412 148 22. Now, if anybody wants to check that out, that was sold to the Veterans Administration. Save you a little more digging, go straight to the Dallas VA CPAP clinic. They'll tell you it was issued to me. It's in my records. Those records that Timothy Ballard is holding. Those records that Roy Boone stole. Yeah. So without those records, he thinks he's going to get away with cutting my blood pressure medication in half. Didn't work. Didn't work. So, now Timothy Ballard, now he can't say he doesn't know anything about this because I spoke to him personally. Careful what you say, Timmy. Lie detectors anytime. We'll match you. Yeah. So I spoke to him. Now he sent me on that wild goose chase over the medical records, right? Just a series of coincidences, like all of this, All right, now on the CPAP, he said that I've got your records right here on the computer. That's good. I said, you see my CPAP on there? He says, yeah. I said, I need a power supply. Been trying to get one for a couple of years now. Since Boone stole my medical records, the VA says I don't have one. Therefore, I'm not authorized to have a power supply for it. He says, no problem. He says, now you go to your doctor and tell him to order you a full sleep study. I need a sleep study. I need a power cord. Now, go to that. Remember, I told you my PCA already does way more than he has to do. He's already overworked. Way beyond that. But I got nobody else to call. So, to make that doctor's appointment, I have to get with my PCA on his time. He has to call the doctor's office and set up the appointment when he's free to take me. See, he's taking care of his ex-wife's mother-in-law, or his ex-wife's mother, his mother-in-law. He's also got 3 minor children. So he's on the go all the time. But he still want to take me. It's going to cost him $10-15 worth of fuel to drive me. It's going to take a couple hours of his time. So I make the appointment. I go to the doctor. I tell him the VA says I need a sleep study. Set me up. 4 months now. It's never been approved. Well, it could have just sent me a power supply cord. But instead, he did this here just to harass me. Does this amount to crimes against the elderly? I'm 70 years old. Yeah. I was 70 years old last May. Crimes against the elderly. Harassment. Now, that CPAP don't, if you don't have one, you probably don't know what it does. Well, you ever work an all-nighter? Come the end of that shift about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. You're trying to fill out your paperwork and everything is all blurry and the words don't make sense. Yeah. That's just after one night. Yeah. Well, if I sleep generally 20 to 45-minute naps. The most I've slept in the last 2 years is 2 hours. Not 2 hours and 1 minute. 2 hours. That's not to get enough to get to that REM sleep. And that's where your temporary memory downloads into your permanent memory. It makes form from where it's like when your hard drive gets full, you got to download it, into the cloud. Make room for more stuff in there. Wow. When you don't get enough sleep, your temporary memory doesn't download into the permanent memory. And when you start to read a sentence, you by the time you put the letters together to make a word, your temporary memory is full. It's already full, you know. So there's a word, and then you go working on the next word. You forget what the word was before that. Sometimes when you're talking to somebody, middle of mid sentence, you forget what you're talking about. Your temporary memory is full. You can't even remember what you're talking about. Somebody was bothering me one time that I rode to town with. That's when Boone had my blood pressure medication cut in half. I was having 170 blood pressure laying in bed. So I had to leave. I could have walked up the road and hitchhiked to the house. I said, that's dangerous, walk along the road. If I just go off over here through the woods, it's about 8 miles to the house. I'll come out somewhere near there. But I forgot. I'm up here in Alaska. I didn't have a gun with me. A bear was sighted within a quarter mile of there just a couple of days before. I didn't have a coat with me. I only walked about 1 block. Half a block if I have to come back. I didn't have a compass. The sun didn't get high up around here to tell direction up here. You walk off in the woods out here, you go 100 feet back in the woods, and you don't hear traffic. I started to walk off through there. I actually took a right instead of a left. And I started walking towards the woods. That's a real stupid decision. But that's what happens when you don't get any sleep. I've always had trouble sleeping. I used to do a lot of single-handed sailing where you have to get up and look around every 20 minutes. And that pretty much destroyed my sleep cycle. My days just as likely to start at 1 o'clock in the morning or 11 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning. My day today started at 2 o'clock this morning. My day's just about over. It's 7:10 now. Ballard knows that. He knows what happens when you don't have a CPAP. Another thing, too, that's even more important than that is I've had over a dozen head injuries where I've been knocked unconscious. The doctor needs to have me on a CPAP so he can run tests for brain damage to see if he can do anything about it. But he need to have me on the CPAP first, because this can interfere with whatever they do. Okay, so I can't get help for that. Another thing that probably coming from the head injury is that my mind is always foggy. Ever get up on a foggy morning? Yeah, well, that's what my brain is like. You notice the time between my first and second video was about 4 months. That's how long it took me to be able to make a video. Yeah. 4 months to hit record and post it on the internet. You don't see me on a bad day, you see me on a good day. Ballard did this to me. All he needed to do is send me a power cord. I can't get one. It's medical equipment. See? Medical. I can't buy one. I tried. I can't buy one. It has to come from the VA. Ballard knows about it. He not only won't give it to me, but he sends me on wild goose chases, harasses me and my PCA. Yeah. Well, that's about it. What do you think there, Timothy, old boy? Huh? Your secrets is out, ain't they? Yeah. Yeah, I bet your grandchildren are sitting there thinking, wow, is this what my grandpa did to pay for that bicycle I got for Christmas? And you can't do nothing about it because it's the truth, Tim. The only saving face you have is to fix the Alaska VA system to what it should be. When I see veterans moving up to Alaska from Florida so that they can get their care in the Alaska VA system, my work here will be done. The only other way you're going to shut me up boom. And you're going to be in handcuffs in 24 hours. See, there ain't a whole lot you can do to somebody who's dying. And even less you can do to somebody who doesn't care about dying. Bring that gun here to my door, knock on my door, I'll open the door and I'll let you in. Because I know it'll be over for both of us. You'll be in prison. And you'll be doing me a favor. You'll be putting me out of my misery. Okay, everybody. Y'all have a real nice day out there. And we'll continue this story later. Oh, we got some stuff coming up that you ain't gonna believe. Y'all have a nice day now. Thanks for dropping in.